We're going to talk about the merger of Millennium Dawn and Modern Day 4. Something that promised so much and kind of failed to deliver. It all started with the announcement, the merging of Millennium Dawn and Modern Day 4. Two mods that were great in their own right. This could be amazing. Millennium Dawn was already great. I had to use the Millennium Dawn Classic screenshot because I don't have a screenshot from anything else. Millennium Dawn Classic. No, not Classic. Millennium Dawn was great. Modern Day 4 was great. For very different reasons. Millennium Dawn let you do things like this, which is a screenshot from a stream that we did. And this, which is another screenshot from a game we did. It also let you do this. Now, granted, sure, just used formable nations. Just use formable nation. Just form it as a tag, you know, it's in the game. No. I done that through a focus tree. As France. I went socialist. Germany's a monarchy. China's fucking libertarian. Korea's socialist. I reformed the goddamn Soviet Union and killed the Roman Empire. And the Ottoman Empire. Millennium Dawn, great fun. Great memes, loads of fun to be had with it. Modern Day 4, great in its own right. While the games weren't nearly as, memey or gamey or anything rubbish like that, their map was great. Their civil wars were so much fun. Everybody started. The civil wars had so many sides to them. Folk would be sending volunteers to all different sides. They'd be sending guns to all different sides. And now, a couple of DLCs on, you can send planes as volunteers. So you really, really, really could have a civil war which could completely change the political landscape of the game. That's what made Modern Day 4 great. However, they had the Outlook system, which we'll get into. Well, actually, we'll get into it now. I hated it. I thought it was pretty awful. And I know it's there for realism. You can't just flop ideologies on a twist. But this is Hearts of Iron. Millennium Dawn, god damn it, you want to be an Islamic pope, you go ahead and be an Islamic pope. They did, however, add in a stupid trait that means you constantly flip back to monarchist, but it doesn't matter. There was a point in time where you could take the Vatican City, the heart of Christendom, make it Islamic, take over the world, reform the Roman Empire as an Islamic Italy. Hell, you do it. You know, you want to. You could beat Russia as Chechnya in the war, and take over Russia as Islamic Chechnya. Boom. That's changed your game. That's not going to be the same game 122 times in a row. You know? Lithuania goes libertarian and then joins libertarian Brazil, and you end up at a 3-year conflict. Like, ideologies changed, the teams changed. The civil wars in Millennium Dawn were garbage. They were really just pointless. The only good one being the one in Syria, because that's scripted and like everything's supposed to spawn. We would always have one spawn. Well, the American ones where they invade Afghanistan, and everybody, even the NATO members would be sending volunteers to Afghanistan to try and beat out America. Because But if America won that, everyone's getting army XP, everyone's losing stuff trying to fight in Afghanistan. In modern day 4, that was that times 10. Everybody was involved. Everybody had a stake in Syria. Everybody had a stake in, Libya. Everyone had someone they wanted to win, and they needed to win to expand their goals. Millennium Dawn, it didn't matter. America wins Afghanistan, they turn it into a puppet, or they just release it as they change it to a democratic nation. Cool, then they're away. That doesn't really affect it. Tajikistan or someone like that can still come in and just take them. There's no real issues. The civil war in Ukraine is pants. You can win it really easily. Although again, the AI for both games won't produce any units, or will produce very little, because there's so much equipment they need to build. So now we get on back to the announcement. Millennium Dawn's been announced that they're going to merge it together. It's going to be great. However, it's going to be several months later, and Man the Guns is going to come out, which is going to totally overhaul everything. Man the Guns comes out. There's a whole load of great stuff. Man the Guns, with their fuel system, a new naval system. Oh, it's going to be great. And Millennium Dawn and Modern Day 4 together with all these systems, fuck, they could make it amazing. It could be honestly amazing. And there it was, friends. Modern Day 4 and Millennium Dawn finally combined. Look at it. It's great. Everyone's super excited. It's the day of it coming out. We played. I loaded up straight up to play a single player game, and then we played a big multiplayer game of it. We didn't stream it because we didn't know how good it was going to be. And this was what we did. So as always, I don't do Iron Man or anything when it's the first one coming out. You just hit load in straight as Ukraine. Ukraine's great. We are doing the 2017 start date because 2001 just it's easier to show it this way. But you can already see the civil war in Libya. The wars down in the bottom of Sudan. It's like the Syrian civil war. This focus always bypasses. It's completely annoying. However, one thing I will have absolutely going for it has an amazing soundtrack. Like I say amazing soundtrack. The startup screen and the music with that is great. However, still the bass high music, which is ever so slightly annoying. So Novorossiya exists, but we're not at war with them. How very annoying. First of all, you've loaded in. Oh my god, there's a money system. We've got all this stuff. Forget it. Just forget it. We'll go and look at the tech tree first, because this is where you tend to start. Loads of research slots. Oh, nice background. Lots of stuff to research. But you'll notice one thing. Where's the industry tech? Oh, there's no industry tech. Well, I don't know how we're going to do that. There's 4 fucking tabs for airplanes. Well, one for helicopters, one for fighter jets, one for transports and bombers, and then one for your doctrines. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, yeah, there's the carrier one for the ships, amphibious assaulting. That's okay. There's the submarine one. Well, there's everything else. But where are the naval doctrines? Oh, so there aren't any naval doctrines. But there's a land doctrine and there's a plane doctrine. Okay. You go back to the infantry one, because you're now bemused, there's no, you don't know what to do. There's no industry tech or research, tech to do. So I guess you come down and start looking at these. And they're all a lot of days to research. I do love the tanks tab. I do absolutely love the amount of research here. But to be honest, one of the first researches you've got to do is just get the new utility vehicles, because I don't know why pretty much everybody starts at 1965. Recon tanks are pointless. MBTs, brilliant. APCs, brilliant. Infantry fighting vehicles, they're pretty similar actually, but MBTs, we'll take those. Planes, fucking helicopters, they'll do. You will come back to the research tab. What else would we do? Production. What is this? We have 8 military factories, and look at all this stuff we need to produce. So we'll have a look at our division tech. That's a lot of templates. And this is the same amount of templates if you start in the 2000s. Oh, literal marine tanks, that's pretty cool. We'll just have a look at all the ones you can get. Mobile battalions, they're pretty decent. Marine infantry, love this. Airborne motorized, brilliant. Hell, you can get airborne tanks. I do love the fact that you can get airborne air assault infantry. Like, they're helicopters. What else are they gonna be? Again, you've got your helicopters, but you can't paradrop those because they're helicopters. Engineer battalions and everything. You've got loads of tanks. They're great. Stockpile, you start off with goddamn nothing, but that is literally everything you've got to do. Your decisions. What the hell do you even have here? A nail? You could join nail, I guess. Combat foreign influence. Yeah, you're not going to be able to do much about that. But obviously, so look at this pie chart. Oh, they've kept the outlook system. Oh, that's depressing. The outlook was pretty awful. Let's look at the focus tree. The generic focus tree is pretty awful. You have, one factory out there. You do get fuel reserve, which is pretty decent. Not many actual factories. You get some dockyards. You can get 2 dockyards. 2 civilian factories right at the bottom there. You can get a biofuel refinery, which is one thing I do like. See the way you can actually construct things? This corn is a biofuel refinery, which is actually great because it's the modern day. I'm glad they've renamed it like that. You've got your military factories, civilian factories, all the same things. Rename those to SAM sites. Not every country can build them, which is pretty decent. With your money, the thing that we do find great about it, you can actually build factories and infrastructure in other people's countries. You can just invest money in building factories, which can really help out in a multiplayer game. If say I'm Ukraine, you fix up your economy, which we'll look at in a second, and your friend's playing like Bulgaria or something, and he's struggling to build factories. He's not that many civs. Just boom, whack in there, use the money you've got, and then just blast them in there. No more of having to say, hey, to the person playing Iran, can you build up that airfield in Tehran? Hell no, you can just do it. Just do it. You can hide the menu. This is how civil wars should be done. This is just a mess. Although you can actually get influence, which we'll look at the influence system as well. The influence system gives you these buttons. Spread influence, 100 political power for 10 influence, which I'll be honest, I think that needs to be dropped to 50, because you seriously don't get enough political power out of focuses, events, and just regular gain to make any of that worthwhile, unless it's a meme multiplayer game where everybody starts with 2,000. You'll see why when we look at your actual country. Give economic aid, that can actually be pretty decent. Target other influence, so you can crush other people's influence in the country. Manipulate politics, so you can turn them to your ideology. Not that that'll matter though, because it'll just change their outlook, because why have fun? Economic exploitation, just like next you, all that stuff. Attempted coup, again, will coup them to your ideology or your outlook, which again doesn't matter, because outlooks are just pointless, because the one major, you can turn them into a puppet as well if you have enough influence, right? One thing we're going to just say right now, the European Union, still a national spirit. NATO is a national spirit. It's not a faction. That is awful. Fix that. Because it means these countries are constantly in NATO. How Poland can join the Russian faction and still be in NATO. The first thing we're going to look at, right, there's, Saudi Arabia, okay, Salafist outlook, cool, fine. Iran, emerging outlook, not sure that that's what that is. And my all-time favourite one, now remember, Iran are, a kind of theocracy. They're, a country centred in the faith. China's communist, but they're the, no gods, no kings, but they're the same in their emerging outlook. Communism is an emerging outlook. I'm pretty sure we had a whole decade-long standoff between which one was better and one clearly won. So I don't know how that can be emerging. This Western outlook is just boring. Japan will do nothing. Because again, Japan, look at their focus tree. Isn't it just massive? They've chopped off a whole bottom bit, so it looks like it has got its own, well, it does have its own thing, but you can't do anything. There's just nothing. Future of Japan, adapt Article 9, that's great, well done. Nothing that really gives you, war goals or anything. Nothing. Sure, okay, fine, whatever. Vietnam, again, they're communist, but they're not aligned. How are they communist and emerging, but they're communist and not aligned? Although I will say something. South China Sea, love this. This is so much fun. I know it doesn't look like it fighting amongst the islands. See, having proxy wars and just fighting a bunch of the islands is actually a hell of a lot of fun with peace any type, like players, peace with players or whatever. That can be great fun. Thailand. They're a nationalist outlook. Ooh, Laos, also communist. But they're emerging outlook. Amazing. Cambodia, again, I'm pretty sure they're, I think they're slightly less, I think they'd be like socialist now, I don't think they're communist, but still. Cambodian People's Party emerging outlook. They're in autocracy still, so great, well done. Philippines, Philippines are emerging outlook as well. Indonesia, yeah, sure, they're non-aligned. And what the hell are even Malaysia? Malaysia are just nationalists, So they're in with so Malaysia, which is still technically like a not dictatorship, a democracy, but like not a great one at that, is in the exact same bit as this kind of military dictatorship, which is great fun. Myanmar. They're Western. No, the Philippines are emerging outlook, but Myanmar, Myanmar, yeah, they're Western. India, they're non-aligned, but again, Myanmar's Western. Bangladesh, yeah, that's right. Bangladesh is just in league with the communists. They're reactionaries, but they're the same outlook as communists. What? Again, look at these civil wars. These civil wars are great. Like, everyone has so many investments in these because they're all different outlooks, but the teams are so constantly the same because, like, Russia, Kazakhstan, Mongolia and China are all technically the same ideology. That's stupid. Again, we've kept Transnistria, they're communists. It's obviously an emerging outlook because, communism's, making a comeback, boys, apparently. Moldova, apparently, instead of being unaligned, there's no micro-states, but they've kept Malta, they've kept Transnistria, Novorossiya, Abkhazia, South Ossetia, all of that, all this load of rubbish here. All these stupid states down here. They even kept fucking Turkish Cyprus. Yeah. But you want to play the Pope? Can't even release him. Oh, sure, the Vatican say is, oh, you want to play San Marino? Oh, no, I'm sorry. No San Marino. No San Marino for you. Want to take Monaco? Want to take Monaco, go fascist, and go on a world spree? Oh, that's right, they're not there. Oh, imagine that. Imagine having fun in the game. Liechtenstein, you want to redo a Liechtenstein world conflict? Like, they're not even part of Germany. Yeah? They're not part of any country. Liechtenstein is just gone. But then we come back to the issue of focus trees. Poland, base focus tree. Lithuania, base focus tree. I actually enjoyed playing the Russian focus tree. Do they still have it? Yes, they do. Almost the exact same tree. So they can do, European integration, EU member. That's great. That's great. Well done. Well done. So how about, obviously Germany can form the EU, can't they? Oh no, they can't actually. They have got a new focus tree, but they can't form the EU. Bit upsetting that. We'll have a look at Italy's. Italy's was quite a bit of fun. They could form Rome and all of that. Oh, that's just the base focus tree. That one was pretty fun. Denmark had a pretty interesting focus tree. They still have a focus tree. Yes, they do actually still have a focus tree. Sweden's was pretty fun. Sweden's still got their focus tree. What about Finland? Finland's was great. Finland still got theirs. So, lots of great focus trees. France had a brilliant focus tree. France's great focus tree has been replaced with a great default focus tree, which means no one here can form the EU. But what if I told you the EU is still formable through a focus? And as ironic as it is, the UK is the only ones that can form the Union. That is either supposed to be an ironic joke or it's just stupid. The fact that, they've worked and given Germany a new focus tree despite just giving it its old tree, got rid of France and Italy's, is just pointless. Spain should be able to form the EU. Spain, Belgium, Austria, anybody in Europe. Kazakhstan, Russia, Finland, Norway, fucking Greece, Bulgaria, Romania, Moldavia, even Transnistria should all be able to form the European Union. Hell, even Iceland and Greenland. I don't get... See, now no one on the continent can form the EU, which means when you're trying to deploy troops, because you can only deploy them on areas connected to your homeland, you can only deploy your troops in Britain. So if you form the EU, all your troops have then got to sail from Britain onto the continent, travel all the way across the continent to a front you might be fighting in, which is utterly pointless. All of his land is completely disconnected from you. All resources have to travel across, and if you know someone's going to go down that path, Brazil, Mexico, the US, Russia, China, India, you just build a ton of submarines and you just stick 20, 20, 20, and if you're doing even better, 10, 10, 20, and you've cut everything. They can't kill them nearly as fast as you'd be able to replace them and get them round there. They can't reinforce Europe, it's just free land. Ukraine used to be a lot of fun, especially with the Millennium Dawn base focus tree, because you can get a lot of divisions up, you have a great population with that, and you can build it up to be a really strong industrial power. Building factories, you can only build up to 3 in a state. Why? Because your country, you need to improve all of these. I do like, that you're able to increase your economy and lower your corruption, but this is where all your political power goes. It's 450 to change each one. So when you're looking at influence, and you're going, I might like to, spread my influence. Oh, that's 100 PP. I've not got that. say you want to combat influence in your own country, which is nearly impossible. Oh, it's 100 to do. Well, until you're in late game, you're not going to be able to do any of that. And by that point, Russia, China, and America have just spread everything everywhere. Also, there's just gaps where people aren't or don't have a very bad opinion of Russia, especially in 2017. I'm pretty sure Germany and Italy did have bad opinions of Russia. It seems, I think, like any of these, ex-Yugoslav countries should be able to form Yugoslavia. I don't think you should be, you need to run about implementing, reforming Rome and Byzantium. Sure, you could, but, they're boring. I'll say it now, they're boring. Like, Japan, nothing comes from here, except the only stuff comes from China, but China has a base focus tree, so China's not going to do anything. So all you have is China, Mongolia, Kazakhstan, and Russia all in a faction. Russia steamrolls Europe, as happened in our game. Britain gets stuck in the faction with America and Canada. Russia just keeps taking stuff in the old world. The Americans and the British and the Brazilians and Mexicans landing troops anywhere they can to try and stop them. And every single game's been like that. We've played 3 games of it, and every single game, AI China always joins the Russian faction. They have no focus tree, so same with India. There's nothing. These two never go to war anymore, even though I think they still have conflicting claims. No. Yeah, they do. They still have a conflicting claim, but no, they never go to war. I do like the fact that they have implemented more of the impassable regions, which does make this war just better when it's 2 players that do it. India-Pakistan breaks out sometimes, but very rarely. The Korean Peninsula War just doesn't happen. Unless, spurred it. We've only ever seen it happen at the lowest was 50% world tension. And by that point, Russia, China, Kazakhstan are all in the same faction. North Korea just joins that, South Korea dies. Japan just sits there and does nothing. They will join a faction, but again, they do nothing. Only the European powers are able to do anything about it. Not enough of them have focus trees, so nothing happens. The base focus tree is useless, so if Kazakhstan attacks Uzbekistan and Turkmenistan, even late on in the game, they still there's never enough time for them to be able to mount any sort of defence. Even in regular Millennium Dawn, they could hold off for quite some time. Turkmenistan can hold Ashgabat and just sit there, holding off the might of Russia, Kazakhstan, and China. They can't move away from there, so it ties up troops. The map's good, with the minor exception of not having microstates. The fact that I can't play Pulp is incredibly annoying. The fact that I can't form the EU as a continental power is annoying. The fact that they've kept some base focus trees and not others is annoying. And the countries can't create units because they don't have enough factories. The influence system's almost completely redundant because you need to spend all your political power rebuilding your nation. And it's not like, at least they give Britain or the US to do anything. They've still got corruption. They still need to do it. The economies are still stagnant. They still need to do everything. You need to deal with all these as well, which again are almost entirely pointless. There's nothing you can really do with it. All you can really do is intervene in these to get military XP, because you bet it, there ain't a lot here. You can switch outlooks quite easily, but that doesn't mean anything. You're not really switching ideology. As Ukraine, you're not aligned. You go west, you just join NATO and everything like that. You go emergent outlook, you just join Russia and all that. You can go nationalist, and then you would just join whatever team comes out of that, which is normally very underpowered, and that's the only fun you can get. But again, it's fighting defensive wars, sweeping into Romania and taking out the Balkans, or invading Russia, pushing them all the way back to Kazakhstan, piecing them out for large shit. You can't do anything. It takes the game forever to get going. Even in multiplayer, where you've given everyone 2000 PP, it still takes them ages to get to a fit state where they're able to not only fight the divisions they have, but keep some of their divisions supplied. Manpower's not an issue, manpower's fighting. There's too much equipment. If we look at, what would you say? This is probably the base infantry, I think. This one, yeah, this one. So this, I would say, is probably base infantry. He's 650 small arms, ATGM, which I'm pretty sure are, the C4 equipment. ATGM are the anti-tank stuff. Then you need self-propelled AE. Your manpads, I think, are the anti-tank rockets. Your CNC equipment, which is your C4 and everything. So all of that for 3 battalions of infantry, 1 engineer cavalry, and a self-propelled AE barrack. Now, you're going to have to build those, because there's no way of getting military XP otherwise. There are some focuses, I think, they give you. Army reform, military. So there is, there's 30 XP you can get there. I don't think you can get any more of it. Yeah, no, you can't get much more. Military emergency. I'm glad that they have kept that. That was the thing in the German focus tree, where if you're under attack, or you're is it more than 5% towards surrender, it gives you 20 army XP. Not much point near XP. That doesn't actually do a lot, because the only people that are going to have an industry capable of supporting improved fighters and things like that is going to be Russia, America, and China. Even Germany, I've played through as Germany. It's almost pointless to do it, because sure, they might be able to build planes that are better, but you just have to swarm them with crap tanks and crap planes. Is kind of like just the base ones. You can kind of improve them, but it absolutely shocks your stuff, and there's just not a lot. So I guess that's all you can really do with it. Justifying war goals, I think. 75% world tension, and the fact that we still have some releasable nations, but not Brittany. Can't totally destroy Italy anymore. Can't release Bavaria. Where was the other one? Yeah, you can't release. Hold on. Yeah, you can release Sicily. You can release Sicily, but nothing else. Can't release Catalonia. Oh no, you can. Which I think they've got Tuesdays. No, they only have one. Which is fine. Can't release the Basque. Sure. Yeah, can't release any of that. Can release Chechnya, but it's totally pointless. What's the one I'm trying to think of? The one that everybody likes to release. Oh yes, Belgium. Yes, there's no Flanders, Wallonia that you can do. There's nothing fun to release, especially not out here. Can you release Alan? No, of course you can. There's a lot of fun missing from it, and things are just too the influence system and everything is great fun, but they need to redo how much political power it takes to do, and how much you gain. I either or. You need to vastly improve the amount of political power you gain, or you're going to need to do something else about it. I get that it's supposed to be like another strategy we could do to secure to secure resources and allies, but it's literally not possible to do without it. So in summary, we need to go back to here. The good things are the money influence systems, the building in other countries, the new division types, the civil wars are done brilliant, and the map's great. Would have been better if microstates did. And they kept some of the cons are they've kept some of the old MD focus trees, but not others. The new generic trees pants. The AI still doesn't build anywhere near enough troops because there's just too many things to produce with it. It does seem to be more multiplayer focused, but there's not enough political power to do anything with it. It's like there's difficult. I say difficult, but there's next to no point in changing ideology because it's a waste of political power that you don't really have. You'll get railroaded into a team, and that's the team you will stay in. There's so many civil wars, so they clearly don't care about computer health or anything like that. It's not. They haven't removed microstates to make the game faster, so it's pointless why they're not there. Come on, I want to do reactionary Liechtenstein and conquer the world. The game pace is really slow because there's no focus trees. There's half the focus trees there were. Countries don't do interesting things. Most countries start an ideology and then they stay in ideology. So the teams never really change. It's always the West v Russia, the West v Russia and China, the West v Russia and China, and every now and then some of the smaller ones, depending on the civil wars, will change sides, but that's rare. And just -1 million out of 10 that I can't play the Islamic Pope. I just want to do the fact that I also can't now do just fascist San Marino or monarchist San Marino and just take over the fact that that's not possible in this it really lowers the value of the mod. Nah, I've like rambled for like half an hour. I think is that half an hour I've just rambled for. Anyway, that's my thoughts on the new Millennium Dawn. It's annoying that we can't do a lot of stuff we could do. There is still a hell of a lot of potential with it, but who knows? Will the mod get better? Will the mod get worse? More focus trees would be great. More political power is needed if the influence system is to matter anything. The kind of debt and money management needs to not involve political power or XP or anything like that. I wouldn't mind, being able to like pay off like the debt or take out a loan if it was like a hit to stability, or you can increase your economic output by for a couple of months by taking a hit to war support. That would be fine. Maybe more civilian factories could be used to increase the amount of money you make. Like that's fine. I could deal with that. But the fact that it's just you just click on it and it changes a number. It doesn't tell you anything. It doesn't say, "Whoa, yeah, are you sure you want to do this?" It just does it. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. The generic focus tree. If you swap in fact, see if you merge the two focus trees. Give us the factories from the focus trees Millennium Dawn Classic, and keep this one. That would be great, because it's the lack of factories that slow the game down, because no one can build up quick enough to actually start the game. So wars take forever to start. We play in the 2000 start date, and it normally takes us to around, I think we found 2008, 2009 to actually get a war going, which you'll have seen if you watched any of the streams or anything, any of the VODs on YouTube. You will see that our wars are normally wrapping up by 2008, 2007 in Millennium Dawn Classic. So if you're expecting people to sit around for like 7, 8, potentially 10 years waiting on this building up, is ridiculous. I'm granted that everybody gets army XP and things from sending divisions and things to support certain sides in Civil War. That's great. We love the Civil Wars, and the Civil Wars are great. So much better than Millennium Dawns. The money system, actually, once you fix your economy, which is a pain in the ass to do because you don't have anywhere near enough political power to do anything, once you fix that, starting to invest in other countries and helping your friends out by building civilian factories, so much. It's great. It's a great system. The biofuel refineries and the fact that you can actually get fuel quite easily without having to own oil or trade for oil is good. We like that. Factory construction, everything's too slow because you don't get enough free factories out Focus Tree, and in the ones you do, it tends to be quite late on. The influence system, again, I keep coming back to that, but it's great, it's fun, it's intuitive, but it's far too expensive, political power wise, because no one, even Russia and America, find it difficult to include like large amounts of influence or in one specific country. But at the same time, it is possible for someone playing in Georgia to just save up their influence the whole goddamn game and then puppet America. It is really annoying, but I mean, I guess that's the only kind of meme gamey thing you can do with this. No fascist Italy's reforming Rome. You can still do the Soviet Union, but guess what? Vladimir Putin, a reactionary or an oligarch, is technically the same ideology as the goddamn communists, which makes no sense. Means you see countries that in Millennium Dawn, their ideologies would be so different. In Classic, that they would never form teams together. Meaning, you see Iran joining China and Russia, and you're just like, what? That's such a powerful team, and it forms so often. We've scarcely had a game where China has not joined the Russian faction, and then North Korea will join it, declare war on South Korea. South Korea dies immediately before anyone can land any troops, so you don't get a good Korean war. So, again, that is the thoughts on the new Millennium Dawn mod. To be fair, I enjoy bits of it. I don't enjoy bits of it. Millennium Dawn Classic's still better. But hey, there's a lot of work that can and will be done to this mod, so I look forward to seeing whether it gets better or it gets worse. But yeah, I think that's enough for me. I'm going to immediately stop playing this mod the minute the game's turned off. Right, bye.